Okay, so I pulled the valve cover off, and the only thing that was holding this front cam cap on was the valve cover. The bearing is not great. It's you can catch your fingernail on it, which is officially, like, if you can catch your fingernail on it, it's bad. These are cam lobes, and they're still pretty good. I mean, they're kind of weirdly worn, but I can't catch my fingernail on it. This is the camshaft journal right here, or the camshaft journal. Same thing. I'm sure, I mean, you can see it. I can catch my finger on it. But here's what's interesting to me. This head, I would wager, does not have more than 80,000 miles on it. There's no staining or anything. You'd have had to change your oil. I mean, I guess there's a little here, right? But there isn't really any down here. You would have had to change your oil like every 2,000-3,000 miles tops. Now, as you can see, all of these cam bearings are loose. Every single one of them. The bolts, finger tight. That one's tight. But it could also just be tight because it's on this cam lobe right here. I would wager if I... Actually, let me do that. Let me turn the cam. Turn the cam back here. Let me go this way. There, that should be pretty neutral. This one's got one loose bolt, and then the rear main cap appears to be tight. So I'm going to pull the cam out, and then we'll continue. Okay, camshaft's out. So I'd say most of these journals, like this, I would consider, let's see if I can get a good view. I would consider this pretty borderline for most of these. I can't catch a fingernail on them, but you can see the scoring in all those lines, so all the way to the back. The journals on the head side are kind of similar. I would say they're very slightly better, but I suspect a homebrew happened here, mainly because I didn't mention it before. This valve cover gasket is covered in RTV all the way around for absolutely no reason. This is the front bearing cap here. Oh, I don't need the bolts. So I want to point something out. The bearing journal itself is pretty damaged, but something somewhat important here. I'll flip this around. See how that says 1 and there's an arrow on it? That would be facing the front of the cylinder head, and this would be bearing 1. So if we go to these others here, get them off the tray and flip them over. What do we see? Backwards, and this is bearing journal 4 bolted to bearing journal 2's place. Bearing journal 3 bolted backwards in bearing journal 3's place. So this one's in the right spot, but flipped backwards. This one's bearing journal 2 in bearing journal 4's place. And then the rear main cap, obviously you can't exactly put that anywhere else. So whoever put this together put all the central bearing caps on backwards, and that is something you cannot do because these are bolted in place and then bored out and honed to the right diameter. And they have to go exactly where they came off of. So I'm thinking this was a home rebuild job. Maybe it was just this head. Maybe it was both heads. Like a blue head gasket, and they just went, get a new head. I don't know, but this was tweaked on big time. There were also a ton of vacuum hoses not connected and all that. Let's see if I can get one out again. The lifters were not terrible, but I wouldn't really expect them to be. I can't get them out again. Vacuum locked. I mean, you know, they're all free spinning, and they look fine. But cam and head are bad and gross. I believe that's it. I didn't bother with that side. There's not much point other than just, if you want to know, I guess I can pull it all apart on this side too, but I couldn't say. Yeah, there's no way to know until unless I pulled it apart, and there's no reason to pull it apart because this side's done for anyway. Yeah, oh yeah, and there's a big rat's nest right there, but that's nothing new. Anyway, terrible news, I know. Oh yeah, that valve cover bolt was broken. And some of the ones back here for the cam caps were over torqued and or cross threaded. I'm not sure which. Ta-da!